time has arrived for us to stand down and to start giving Gervonta Davis the love and respect that he deserves. This brother is elite. And he said this something, and this is what really stood out to me. You know, you got a lot of guys talking smack, talking junk, going back and forth, and I get that. Not just because they're hyping up the fight, but they got a belief in themselves. Major props to them for that. Gervonta Davis looked him in the face weeks ago, and he said, I'm telling you right now, you ain't ready.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not ready yet. He said, you good, but you're not ready.
Yeah.
He said, and he went just like this. He said, you really, really should have waited, because I'm gonna take you in the deep waters, and you ain't ready.
Okay, stop everything you're doing right now, because what I'm about to tell you about Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson has allegedly been sitting in locked rooms and private gyms for years. And somehow, it is all spilling out at once.
I keep telling people, Shakur Stevenson beats Tank.
Doesn't
You
sound crazy
cannot
anymore.
say that Shakur Stevenson would not have beaten Tank last Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he would have.
He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat. To bring out the best in Shakur, you gotta pressure him like Tank. Tank will bring out the best of him, and we'll see a great fight. Tank is just a monster right now.
And you are not ready for where this story goes, because we start with praise. We start with everyone calling Tank Davis one of the most elite, most criminally underrated fighters on the planet right now. A man so dangerous that reportedly even his own team holds their breath in the gym.
Your hardest matchup, Devin Haney, Tank, or would it be Ryan Garcia?
Nah, Ryan, just X him out. He's trash. It's gonna be Tank. I ain't say it before, but I'm gonna say it like, me and the big fight.
And that part is important. Hold on to that. And because Tank himself just looked directly into a camera and told Shakur Stevenson, and I am barely paraphrasing here, you ain't ready. I'm going to take you into deep waters, which sounds like fight talk until you find out, allegedly.
I told y'all who I want to fight. I can't keep saying the same thing. I already told y'all who I want to fight. The best versus the best. That should be my next fight. I told y'all I'm a dog. I'm a top level, elite level fighter. So let's make boxing great again. Let's put the best fighters in the ring with each other, and let's see who come out victorious.
That people close to both camps are saying Tank wasn't just talking about a boxing match. Fans online are going absolutely feral, suggesting this warning was personal, layered, and years in the making. But wait, before we even get to that,
I don't want to look too far ahead of it, but obviously you want to handle business here. Everybody wants to see that fight with you and Tank Davis, man. I think that is one of the big prize fights left out there, man. Like, how do you feel about that? I don't want to have you looking ahead of what's happening Saturday, but clearly that's a big money match right there.
Honestly, I've been calling for the fight for like 2 to 3 years now, so I'm ready for the fight. It's all on Tank. Tank gotta say he's ready. I've been hearing that he's gonna fight.
we need to talk about the fact that Shakur Stevenson publicly, loudly, almost desperately started calling for this fight himself, saying he wants elite competition, saying he wants to make boxing great again, which is either the most confident thing a fighter has ever said or, and this is where it gets interesting.
As a fighter, I will pick Shakur because I don't believe Tank will be able to land those big shots on Shakur like he does everybody else.
Right.
Shakur defense is just too tight. And not only Shakur, Keyshawn either.
Oh, you don't think Key either? Even right now, I feel like it's a little Key nice though, but it might be a little early for Key right now.
Listen, Tank get hits a lot. Tank, in my eyes, Tank is always losing until he's not.
Yeah, a lot of times, yeah.
If you watch those fights,
well, at least in the early rounds. Middle rounds, he start coming up, but I see what you're saying. Them early rounds, yeah.
Let Keyshawn start hitting them like everybody else hitting them. Let him start hitting them with everybody else, like everybody else hitting them.
Yeah.
Man, he gonna clean them. He punches.
Reportedly the move of a man who, according to online speculation, knows something about Tank's current situation that the rest of us are only just starting to figure out. Because here's the twist nobody saw coming. Tank Davis, the man everyone is terrified of, allegedly has been navigating some serious off-ring turbulence. And his trainer, Calvin Ford, in what felt like
Gervonta Davis?
Yeah.
I like to go with Tank. Everyone's gonna go with Tank, It would be a very interesting fight. Shakur takes a good shot, though. He's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's so superior. He is boring watching sometimes. Well, he's a specialist. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat. To bring out the best in Shakur, you gotta pressure him like Tank. Tank will bring out the best of him, and we'll see a great fight. Tank is just a monster right now.
The most casually devastating sentence ever spoken. Confirmed that Tank is preparing for a comeback, and hinted that negotiations are happening right under y'all nose, which means there is allegedly a fight being built in secret while both fighters are publicly doing the most theatrical "do you even want this" dance we have ever witnessed in combat sports. And I need you to understand that this is not normal boxing promotion. This is something else entirely.
Floyd Mayweather, you sitting here beefing with Floyd. It's a fighter out here that's been calling your name that want to fight you. Gervonta Tank Davis, let's make the fight happen, man. I'm tired of tweeting. I'm tired of talking about it. Stop ducking me and let's make the fight happen, man. Come on.
We will finally see Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis in 2026.
Fuck him. Fuck him. I don't even want to speak on him. I don't got too much to say about him.
Wow. And if I may, tell me why. Where's that heat come from?
I don't talk on people who feel as though I need them, because I don't need nobody. I'm a big superstar in my own right. I make a lot of big money in my own right. You know?
Breaking. We are now getting reports, and by reports, I mean the entire boxing internet is collectively losing its mind, that Richardson Hitchens is someone who has actually been in the gym with both of these men. Just revealed that Tank and Shakur have been sparring with absolutely explosive intensity since their amateur days. Both constantly.
Davis is a huge fight for Shakur Stevenson, and for people to act like the biggest fight in boxing is with somebody like Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia is absolutely ridiculous. Now, why do we know that Gervonta Davis is such a big fight? Because Gervonta Davis has now beaten, I do believe, 5 or 6, I think it's 6 people that he beat went on to win world championships, including Ryan Garcia, who people are saying Shakur Stevenson should fight.
Constantly adjusting, both constantly trying to crack the other's code, which means this super fight conversation is not new. It is not manufactured. It is allegedly a rivalry that has been simmering underground for so long that the moment it surfaces, it could either be the most beautiful technical masterpiece in modern boxing or the most personally charged, emotionally loaded fight since, well, we'll get there, because first we need to talk about the analysts, the people paid to break this down calmly and professionally, who are currently anything but calm, with one side screaming that Stevenson's technical brilliance, his elite movement, his timing, his defense, could genuinely dismantle Tank in ways we haven't seen before, while the other side is arguing just as loudly.
He's a good fighter. He moves a lot, and it's very difficult to get hit. To hit him. But I like Gervonta Davis.
Okay.
He's a really good fighter. He hits hard, and he knows how to go forward. So I put my money on Gervonta.
Still here, and I guarantee you something gonna happen. Everybody missed Tank fight. You know, when he come back, it got to be the right fight because we want to entertain. Things happen for a reason to make a person much stronger. One of the guys that y'all truly love is not in the mix right now, but he will be back in the mix. Y'all gotta remember, Tank been doing this shit since he was 7 years old. Sometimes you need that reset. Him being away, you know, going through things that he been going through, just crazy ass stuff. You know, he looks happy. He looks happy. I can't wait.
The Tank's pressure, his knockout power, his terrifying ability to drag opponents into survival mode would actually force Shakur to become the best version of himself, which sounds like a compliment until you realize what they're really saying is that Tank Davis might be the one man alive who could break Shakur Stevenson's composure. And composure, allegedly, is everything for Shakur. But here's where the narrative flips completely, because Terrence Crawford, a man who has been around elite fighters his entire career, stepped forward and said something quietly devastating.
The opponent you would want to see in the ring. I can't tell nobody that yet. You know what I'm saying? I already know who I would like for him to see just for a comeback. The person that I want to see him in the ring, that's the one we're going to fight. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can't say that. I think it's an easy fight. You know, everybody in tune with it. You know, it's being promoted. Right under y'all nose it's being promoted. Y'all don't need to.
Gave an answer that Gervonta Davis is like taking a break. He's not retiring. That's the message. that he was not retiring, and that, you know, there's some people out there that they're looking to fight, but it's a mystery who they are because he's not allowed to talk about it. And Calvin Ford is also, I'm telling you, very, very honest, that when he speaks for himself, and it is up to Gervonta Davis to say what it's ultimately going to be. But it is a very good sign because they're not doing anything like what was talked about with Gervonta Davis just a few months ago when it looked like, according to all these people, that Gervonta Davis was going to be in jail. Right? Series of warrants and all these bad predictions. All of a sudden, they don't look as bad anymore. And you actually have people talking about one of the best fighters in the sport of boxing.
He said Tank struggles early, that he doesn't always land his power shots against elite defense and timing, that Stevenson's style is specifically, almost surgically, designed to neutralize exactly what makes Tank terrifying. And for about 48 hours, that felt like the final word. Until Mike Tyson opened his mouth. Breaking again.
Bach is an exceptional fighter. He's one of the top 10 pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And there has been a campaign to run this guy's name down because he's with the PBC, or he's not with Matchroom, or he's not with DAZN, or he's not with Ring. So these people who are the loudest talkers in all of boxing all conspire to, or collude, I should say, collude, not conspire, collude to interpret every negative thing that happens about Gervonta in a way to eliminate him.
Mike Tyson, the original monster of the sport, looked at this matchup and said Tank wins, called Davis a monster right now, predicted that Tank's aggression would turn this into a war that forces Shakur into a high-level battle he allegedly isn't fully prepared for emotionally.
Shakur might have better defense, but at the end of the day, I still think we haven't seen the best Tank Davis. That's what people always power. We still haven't seen the best Tank Davis. And Shakur, for the most part, he comes forward. Tank Davis, all he takes is one shot. He's a very patient fighter. He doesn't throw a lot of shots, but every shot he throws, he makes them count.
And I want you to notice how both Crawford and Tyson are technically saying Tank struggles early, but also might win, which means the online speculation that this fight could be decided entirely by what happens in rounds 1 through 4 is now, allegedly, the most important boxing theory on the internet. And then, just when
Sure, you're going to see this boxing style that you don't usually get from Tank. You're going to see IQ. We saw IQ, but to me, it was low IQ because you see somebody's IQ take place when a fighter makes an adjustment, and now you have to adjust to what that fighter is doing, and that's kind of where you see
who's smart.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I think my fight with Terrence shows a very high level of IQ from both of us. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And that's what Tank is gonna do with Shakur. He's gonna come into the ring and be a different version of himself than he's had to be.
Analyst, every fan, every pundit was locked in on this being the biggest fight in boxing. Shakur Stevenson did something that reportedly sent shockwaves through the entire promotion conversation. He distanced himself publicly, casually, almost surgically, claiming he no longer needs Tank Davis for relevance or money, which on the surface sounds like power moves and unbothered energy, but which analysts immediately, almost angrily, pushed back on and arguing that Tank Davis is still the division's biggest draw, still the name that moves the needle, still the fight that could define Shakur's legacy. And this is where the speculation online gets genuinely wild because fans are now saying,
50 fight, you know, that could really go either way. We never seen Shakur's chin tested, so we don't really know if he has a chin to take Tank's shots. But because you know he don't get hit. But maybe he does have a chin. And he takes Tank's shot, and then he just keeps landing, winning them rounds because Tank give away rounds. Maybe he wins unanimous decision, or maybe he doesn't have a chin, and you know Tank does what he does. So I don't really know. I'm gonna lean towards Shakur.
Shakur that first time, like he caught Shakur with a good shot. Boom. He didn't hurt Shakur or nothing, but it was like. You could tell, like, if it was 8-ounce gloves, we don't know how Shakur would have reacted. It was like, because I remember him throwing Shakur, he caught Shakur with like a clean shot, boom. And Shakur didn't shake up or do nothing, but it was a clean shot. I'm like, nigga, you sure you can take another one of that? Shakur, like, what? Like, he took off his shirt and they started bumping like that. Now they going back and forth.
Oh. Hold on, was it sparring? Yeah. Was it competitive, close, all that, Shakur and Tank?
Nah, yeah, it was competitive. Then like the second time, like they sparred, like it was like a chess match. Like now Tank know, like, all right, he's really nice. Like Shakur really nice. Like all that walk down shit. Like I got a box. Like this nigga, like I can't just walk him down. Like he can really fight. So it was like Tank like switch his strategy up and like same shit. Like now Tank trying to come and walk me down. I'm in there like we fighting. Like it's back and forth competitive. I'm talking shit.
And this is purely entertainment-based fan theory. That Shakur's sudden "I don't need this" energy appeared almost immediately after Calvin Ford's "negotiations are happening right under y'all nose" comment. Almost like, allegedly in the universe of fan conspiracy, someone said something in a room that changed the temperature of the entire conversation overnight. And we don't know what that something is. Nobody is officially confirming anything, but the timing is, hold on. Because Canelo Alvarez just weighed in. And Canelo, a man who has shared the ring with the most elite fighters of his generation, predicted a close fight but favors Tank, specifically citing Tank's pressure, his power, and his reportedly rare ability to walk down elusive, movement-based fighters in ways that make their own style work against them, which is a devastatingly specific observation from a man who knows exactly what it feels like to be hunted in a boxing ring. And suddenly, every piece of this puzzle is clicking together in a way that feels almost too convenient. Tank's warning, Shakur's pivot, Crawford's analysis, Tyson's prediction, Canelo's endorsement, the secret negotiations, the sparring history. And this is the part where I have to warn you that what I'm about to say is going to reframe this entire story. Because allegedly, and fans online, are saying this with increasing confidence. The real reason this fight hasn't happened yet isn't money. Isn't logistics, isn't matchmaking politics.
And Teofimo just defended my left hand better than he defended my right hand. So it's some things that I see that I want to work on, that I want to go in the gym and fix. But I can't really say on camera because I'll be giving out some of the game, but I ain't giving that out no more. But I thought it was an amazing night. I thought that I established myself in the sport. I thought that I established myself at 140 pounds, and who knows what I'm gonna do next. But from 135 to 140, I'm gonna be one of the best fighters in the sport.
It's not a Barrios. Right. You know, Shakur got a jab. Shakur got head movement. Shakur got defense. Shakur knows range. Shakur have good legs. So I look at that fight like it's not gonna be as a competitive fight like everybody think, because if Ryan get careless, he's gonna get countered all day.
He gets careless, I think he'll fight very different than he fought with Barrios. I think
he got to.
Barrios just couldn't keep up with the speed. I mean, Ryan's speed is extraordinary. He relies on it a lot, but I mean, that's not a knock. That's just like, if you had it, everybody should rely on that. Man, that
Shakur's
speed
not
is
slow.
nuts. Shakur's a different animal.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, a lot of people thought Devin Haney was different, though, right? A lot of people thought Devin Haney was going to give him real problems. When he dropped Devin early with a left hook, everybody was like, oh.
The allegedly real reason, according to speculation, spiraling across every boxing forum and social media thread simultaneously, is that both fighters have reportedly seen enough of each other, in gyms, in sparring, in private competitive exchanges since their amateur days, to know that whoever loses this fight doesn't just lose a match. They lose a narrative they've spent their entire career building. Tank loses the unstoppable monster story, Shakur loses the untouchable technician story. And neither man, allegedly, is ready to risk that out, which means Sean Porter might have accidentally revealed the deepest truth of all when he explained that a fight with Stevenson would force Tank to show boxing IQ, tactical intelligence, strategic adjustment, a smarter version of himself rather than the explosive knockout machine everyone expects. And if Tank Davis has been sitting on a more complete, more evolved version of himself this whole time, if Calvin Ford's "right under y'all nose" comment means what the internet thinks it means, if Richardson Hitchens' sparring revelations are just the surface of a much deeper, much longer, much more personal competition, then the real question isn't who wins the fight. The real question is whether this was ever actually about boxing at all. So let me leave you with this. What if everything Tank Davis has said publicly, every warning, every dismissal, every only I can beat myself moment of bravado, has been less about Shakur Stevenson and more about something larger? A legacy chess match being played on a board we can only partially see. And what if Shakur knows it? Because he was there in the sparring sessions, he felt exactly what Tank brings, and his sudden, I don't need this fight energy might not be confidence at all. It might allegedly be the most calculated move in the whole game. So tell me in the comments, is Shakur Stevenson the most dangerous man in boxing right now? Or is he the one man who genuinely, quietly, possibly fears what Tank Davis has been hiding all along?